The main goal for this project is, as far as what we are thinking, is we try to incorporate as many different things about September 11th as we could in the design, but there's obviously things that we have to omit. And we're hoping that when someone comes and checks out the 9/11 memorial, that when they come and discover different things about it, through there's one particular part that talks about how wide the Twin Towers were. They were 209 feet by 209 feet. Each tower was 209 feet by 209 feet. So they could come and learn something about September 11th. And we're hoping that that isn't like the last thing that they research about September 11th. Maybe it kind of gives them the incentive to go home and maybe go on the internet and find more things out about September 11th. We're hoping that it's something that would spark interest in it. So, by sparking the interest, it's kind of a way of never forgetting, because possibly it happened 10 years ago. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. It's not in the media, the mainstream media anymore. So maybe if they see this memorial on the side of the road, they could come and it'll pique their interest to maybe do some further research about it. When you're walking up to it, you can't see the beam. Basically, it's being somewhat protected from the outside, basically. So you have to come up through this walkway, and you pretty much have to discover it. This is a pretty good view of our planter here, and inside the planter, this is a plan of it right here. And inside our planter, we have red, white, and blue flowers planted there. And also inside the planter, we have our salute to the fallen first responders. And that's a simple diagram describing the fallen first responders. It talks about the Port Authority, the fire department, the police department, and the EMTs. This perspective really shows a good view of the Wall of Life. And the Wall of Life is what that is it's 12 aluminum panels that are 4 foot by 4 foot, and they have a series of holes in them. And each one of those holes represents a loss of life that died on September 11th. And each one of these holes, they're all different. The holes are different sizes, and they're ununiform, and their pattern is the way they're placed on the panels. And we put a lot of thought into that, as far as the original design was all the holes were the same size and they were in a grid. And under further development of the design, the design process, we feel that it's more important to do different sizes and have them in different locations where it's ununiform, because it really talks about America and the fact that America is a melting pot, and there's different religions, there's different backgrounds, different races. Everybody is kind of together here, and we feel that really kind of talks about the different types of people that lost their life on that day.
And then at night, it turns into this.
Correct. At nighttime, the Wall of Life is actually backlit, and we're having a series of LED lights behind it. So it lights up, and what you see is different size beams of light glistening through the panels. And there's different ways you can interpret it. It could be like their souls or their life that are little pencil beams of light coming through. And we feel that using light really talks about a life. And we feel that's like a really, really good detail.